Welcome to a new week, another beautiful day in paradise.
It is.
Another
Lots of
hot
pretty
day.
I know.
hot one, and boy, I can't believe how the weeds have grown all over our town.
Oh,
With all
right.
that rain, yes. Oh, go ahead and bring your feet down to the ground. Bring the soles all the way. Push the hips back to the back of the chair. Inhale and raise the torso up high. A little marionette string coming out of the top of your head, pulling your spine up nice and straight. And close the eyes. And begin to deepen your breath, slowing it down. Bringing it in through the mouth. Exhaling, through the nose. Bring it in through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Start to bring your attention to your body. Notice the sensations of your feet on the floor. The sensation of the back of your legs on the chair. The sensation of your spine pushing into the back of your chair. Bring the shoulders up high towards the ear and drop them down on the back side of the body, opening up the heart and the chest. And continue to deepen your breath, slowing it down, bringing your attention to nothing but what's happening inside your body today, this morning. Our subject for this week is establishing positivity. So set your resolve. Encourage yourself to tackle challenges to the best of your ability, creating a sankalpa, a positive resolve in the present tense, and repeat it with conviction 3 times before you leave home. For example, I achieved my goals effortlessly. Perhaps things are moving in my favor. Whatever is pertinent to your life today and will help you move through the day with positivity. And start to focus on those thoughts. And if you find little negative thoughts creeping in from the side, see if you can turn them around and create an attitude of expectation and excitement and just a general positivity. We have infinite possibilities. One can become whatever one wants to be if one constantly contemplates on the object of desire with faith. And that's from the Bhagavad Gita. We're going to move into Kapalbhati. It's a skull cleansing breath. So I'm going to ask you to come forward just a little bit on your chair, about halfway, so that your feet are solidly on the ground. Bring your hands out just a little further to the knees. And we're going to pull the belly in as we exhale. And the inhale takes care of itself. Through the mouth. Bring the belly in tight every time. And then release. You want to do a maximum of about 10 breaths and then stop and breathe normally with the eyes closed. You're bringing a lot of oxygen into your body. You don't want to get dizzy. Again, slowing the breath down. And we'll move to the Kapalbhati breath again, the skull shining breath, they call it. Again, belly in and exhale. And stop once more. Breathe slowly, methodically. Notice if you have any heightened sense of awareness here, alertness. Many times when we speed up our breath like that and bring more oxygen in, you'll find a little tingling sensation in the back of the throat, back of the neck, a little bit more feeling of alertness. Slowly open your eyes, bring your gaze out in front. Just notice how you feel. Go ahead and grab a hold of the side of the chairs with your hands. We're going to alternate bringing the heels up. So we're going to raise the right heel up, lower it down, left heel up, lower it down. Notice any soreness that you've got in the ankle, in the ball of the foot, in the calf. Back and forth, right up, then left up, right up, then left up. Now do both feet at the same time, both knees up, both heels up very high. See just how high you can get them. Bring the heels to the ground, bring the right foot out in front and do some circles with the toes, loosening up the ankles. We're going clockwise. When you get to the top, go ahead and go counterclockwise. Drop that right foot down, bring the left foot out in front. Once again, we'll start counterclockwise on this side. When you get to the top, go ahead and go counterclockwise. Bring the left foot back down. Again, holding onto the sides of the seat, we're going to bring the right calf up, point the toe, flex the heel forward, point, flex, and bring it back down. Left side, bring it up, point, flex, point, really push that heel out, flex, point, flex, and bring it back down. Now, really holding onto the chair for balance, we're going to bring both the legs up. They probably won't come as high. Flex, point, flex, point, flex, and bring them back down. Bring the hips back just a little bit further on the chair. Bring the right knee in to the torso. Pull it up tight. Notice any tenseness that you've got in the hips, any soreness. Go ahead and do some little circles with the knee, clockwise, and then counterclockwise. Drop that leg down. Left knee comes up. Really pull it in nice and tight, clockwise with the knee, counterclockwise, and drop it down. Bring the right leg up to cross the left. Bring both the hands to the knee. Inhale, and as you exhale, push down just slightly so you're opening up the hip on this side. Very gently, it's a small movement. Feel the release in the hip as you push. Keep that spine nice and tall. Keep the shoulders facing forward. Release and lower that foot down. If you're having trouble bringing the knees up that high, you can certainly just cross at the ankles. But see if you can bring the foot up to the top of the opposite thigh. And then with both the hands, again, we're going to just push down on the knee, creating space in the hip crease. Breathe into it. Notice any tightness, any difference between the sides. And release. Once again, we're going to bring that right knee up to the chest. Then we're going to extend it and push that right heel out. Holding on to the back of the thighs, maybe interlacing the fingers if that feels good today. Inhale, exhale, raise it up just a little higher. So you're shooting that heel out towards the top of the wall opposite you. Bring the spine up nice and high, bring the shoulders back. Exhale, slowly bring it down. Left side, bring the hands behind the thigh, extend that heel out to the front. Inhale, exhale, raise it up just a little bit higher. Nice big stretch through the glutes and the hamstrings in the back. Push through that heel. Remember to breathe. Remember to keep the shoulders forward. And very softly and gently release it back down. Scoot out to the front of the chair once again. Bring the shoulders back, bring the heart forward. We're going to turn to the right. The left hand's going to come to the outside of that right thigh. And if it's in your practice today, see if you can bring that right elbow around and drape that right arm over the back of your chair. If it's available to you today. If it's not, go ahead and bind the arm behind your back. We're opening up that right shoulder. Do a big roll with that right shoulder and bring the rib cage forward. Inhale, exhale, turn to the right just a little bit more. Deepen the stretch, deepen the twist. And bring it back to center. Now we do the same thing on the left side. The right hand comes to the outside of the thigh. The left arm goes around behind the chair if that works for you today. If not, go ahead and bind it behind your waist. Bring the chest up high, rotate to the left. Check your knees, make sure they're not coming over to the side as well. You want the hips to face forward, bringing the lower part of the body still facing forward. Inhale. Let the breath out through the mouth and extend through your twist again. And release and come back to center. Squeeze the shoulders up next to the ears, roll them back a little bit, drop them down. Again, bring them up towards the front, roll them up towards the earlobes, squeeze, drop them down. One more time, roll them up forward, bring them up really high this time, squeeze it up, and drop it down. Now we do just the opposite. We're going to bring it to the back and squeeze up behind the back of the earlobes and drop them down to the front. Bring them around the back, squeeze up high, press, drop them to the front. One last time, roll around to the back, bring those earlobes in touch with the shoulders if you can, and release to the front. Drop the chin down to the chest. Roll the head around to the right. Inhale, bring the head up just a little bit. Exhale, drop it down even further. Really feel a nice big extension on the left side of the neck. Roll the chest forward, the chin forward on the chest. Feel the stretch on both sides of the back of the neck. Then roll around to the left. Again, inhale, bring the head up just an inch. Exhale, drop it down. Really stretching from the bottom of the ear all the way out to the shoulder on that side. Bring the chin forward to the chest. Push the chin into the breastbone. So now you can feel the stretch on the back of the neck going all the way down towards the spine. And bring it up. Bring the hands up to the shoulders with the elbows straight out. And we're going to do some big circles going forward. Notice any little noises your body's talking to you today. When you get to the bottom, go ahead and bring them forward and then back. And pay attention to any differences between the sides. If one side is giving you a little bit more resistance than the other. And drop the hands down. Bring the feet out to the side of your mat on either side with the toes and the knees pointing outward. We're going to bring the right hand to the inside of the right thigh. And we're going to bring that left hand up as we slide the arm down and reach towards the ceiling with the left side. Pay attention that the left shoulder is stacked exactly over the right shoulder. You're rotating the rib cage to the side, opening the chest. Bring that left hand down to the side as the right hand comes up. Same thing on the left side. The outside of the arm, the hand is going to the inside of the thigh. We're going to bring that right hand up and snake it right overhead. Again, watching that the right shoulder is exactly over the left shoulder as you're moving around to the side, complete rotation with the rib cage. And bring it back to the center. Go ahead and scoot over on your right side. So the right thigh is going to be across your chair. The right foot is on the floor, on the ball of the foot. Bring the left leg out to a 90-degree angle. So the knees are open, so you've got goddess legs here. We're going to bring the arms up to warrior pose on either side. So you're looking over your right hand. Check your balance here. Make sure you're equally footed on both feet, on both legs. So you've got a good balance and you don't feel any tippiness in the center. You're completely balanced here. Inhale, drop that right hand down to the outside of the front knee. And we're going to come to a side angle pose. Pretty similar to what we just did, only this time we're on the outside of the leg. Again, the shoulders are stacked. See if you can inhale and rotate that rib cage up, look up at the ceiling. And bring it back up to center. Bring both the legs to the front. Again, mat distance apart. Bring the hands up with the hands inside the opposite elbow and come into a forward fold, leaning all the way from the hip bones, all the way forward. Let the head drop towards the mat. Feel the weight of the elbows pulling the shoulders out of their sockets, opening up the space there. And just very gently rock back and forth, loosening up the lower back. Inhale, bring the torso back up to an upright position. Warrior on this side, we're going to bring the left thigh across the chair. We're on the ball of the foot in front. The right leg's going to come out in open goddess legs here. Full weight on the sole on this side. Inhale, bring the left arm forward, right arm back. Notice any tightness in the shoulders. You guys can see I don't go as far this way because of my right shoulder, but I just got it treated last week, so it's better than it was. Drop the left hand to the outside of the front leg. Slide down, bring the right hand up and overhead. Check that front knee. It wants to come in. Make sure it's staying out. Again, see if you can rotate so the right shoulder is exactly above the left one as you reach up and stacked. Come back up. Bring the feet around to the front again on either side of the mat. This time without clenching the arms on either side, we're just going to bring the hands forward, drop the chin to the chest, and dive towards the mat into a wide-legged forward fold. See if you can bring the palms to the floor if that's in your practice today. Go ahead and exhale and come up. Bring the feet together in front of you on your mat. Dig the heels into the rubber. Go ahead and slide the hands down. Come down into a seated staff pose with a forward bend. When you get to the bottom of your stretch, go ahead and bring your breath in. And as you let it out, walk the fingers down just a little further. See if you can extend that stretch. It's okay if you're on the calves. Maybe come down to the ankles. Maybe come all the way to the toes. Whatever feels good for your practice today.
Good thigh stretch.
Isn't it? Can you feel it behind your knees?
Yeah.
Yeah, and right above the bum and the lower back and the shoulders. This is a good one. As you exhale, see if you can bend your elbows a little bit, and that'll bring your head closer to your legs. Another good stretch. Bring the hands back to the front of the legs, slide them back up. Good. Feet back on the ground, this time in front of you, parallel. Go ahead and bring the hands out to the side with the palms down, fingers pointing out. And we're just going to do some circles here, going forward. When you get to the bottom on the next one, go ahead and go back. And very slowly bring the hands down. With the hands on the thighs, we're going to bring the right hand up. Give me a high five, so you're pushing the palm towards me. Then send the fingers down. Bring it back up. You'll feel this in the wrist and down and back up. Notice if there's any tightness. A lot of times we have that from working on the computer or writing right around the wrist area. Everything gets kind of tight. And bring it on down. Left side up. Give me a high five. Push that palm, push the thumb towards the opposite wall. Bring the fingers down and up and down and up. Down. Should start to feel good at this point. One more time, up and down and bring it down. We'll do some arm stretches. So you're gonna bring the left arm around the front, bring the right arm to the waist this time, wrap it around, roll that right shoulder up, and then we're gonna look just over the right shoulder, not clear around to the back as we did before. Inhale, exhale, deepen it just a little bit. Inhale, back to center. Cross over with the right arm, left arm goes back behind the waist, roll that left shoulder back, and bring your gaze around over the shoulder. Big inhale, exhale, deepen it just a bit. Inhale, exhale, come back to center. Flip the palms up, bring them to the shoulder, flip them down, bring them all the way up. Bring them down to shoulder height, flip the palms up, bring them all the way down. One more time, inhale, flip, exhale up, down, flip, inhale, exhale it up, flip, arms all the way up, down to shoulder, flip, all the way down. And bring your right hand out in front, and we're just going to pull on the fingers. So you start by pulling on the thumb. This is good if you have arthritis. Then we're going to pull on the index finger, on the middle finger, on the ring finger, and on the pinky. And then I want you to go ahead and pull the wrist down. So we're going to bring it just a little further than you did when you were just flexing and pointing the hand. And then go ahead and bring it up. Bring the all the fingers back. Shake it out. Left hand comes up. Pull on the thumb. Notice if any of the knuckles are giving you a little fight back. You want to be gentle and slow here. Don't force anything. Work all the way to the pinky.
Should you do this every day, you think? I mean,
It
that's
wouldn't
not
hurt
good.
to do it. Wouldn't hurt. Especially people that are
I have
more,
arthritis.
yeah, it's good. And if you have any tendency towards carpal tunnel or any problems in your wrist, it helps with that too. So we're going to bring the hands down, pull the fingers in a little bit, bring them up, pull them up. Does it feel good when you do it with the fingers? Good.
I do this kind of thing, you know, where I,
And push this way.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it
good to
does
do, too.
kind of push them. You know, that's, but, yeah, my fingers are really
Yeah.
in bad shape.
Yeah. Go ahead and bring the hands out in front. We're going to spread the fingers really wide, bring them into a fist. Spread them wide, bring them into a fist. Again, really push out towards the wrist like you're pushing something away from you. Bring them in and bring them down. Go ahead, I put a couple little weights next to you here. We've got 2-pound weights. You guys at home, feel free to use a water bottle filled with water or a can of soup. If you don't have weights, anything like that will work that you can get your fingers around.
Who's on Zoom?
Josephine and Lydia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we've
Hi, guys.
got the whole gang here today. Yay. So we're still out at the front of our chair here. So the glutes and the hip bones are right at the front. So you can hang your hands down in front of the chair without any obstruction. And we're just going to keep the elbows right in next to the waist for support. So push the elbows in, and we're going to curl the hands up and bring the weights up all the way up to the shoulder. Slower is better. See if you can do it for a whole count of 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. Go ahead and keep the weights in both hands. We're going to turn again like we did when we did warrior. The left thigh is going to go across the chair. Just go ahead and drop that right leg down so you're on the top of the foot and the hips kind of hanging off the chair. The other weight can be on your front knee. It kind of helps hold you in here, gives you a little bit of counterbalance. And then you're going to raise the heart up, come forward just a little bit, and we're going to bring that back arm back, and we're going to bring it forward and straighten it, and forward and straighten it. This is working the tricep. This is working the back of the arm, where we all get that little waddle as we get older, a little bit of flesh hangs down. This helps to get rid of that. It's a very hard muscle to isolate, so this is a good practice for that. You can do this when you're watching TV. You're just straightening, bending the elbow, bringing the weight forward, with the end of the weight pointing towards the ceiling. One more time, bring it up all the way, bend, shoot it all the way out so the arm's straight, and come back up to a full upright position. Switch around to the other side. Now the right thigh is on the chair. You're on the ball of the foot in the front. The left thigh is just going to come off the front of the chair. Release it. That'll also open it up a little bit. It should feel good. So you're on the top of the foot there on the left side. Raise the heart up. Bring the chest forward just a little bit, halfway to the knees. The left arm comes back behind you straight. Bend that elbow. Bring the end of that weight up towards the shoulder. Extend it back out straight. Bring it up. Extend it out straight. Make sure you're staying fairly close to the rib cage. You don't want to bring the weight out too far away from the torso, because then we'll start using the shoulder muscles, and we don't want to do that. We just want to isolate the tricep here. And bring it back in. Straighten the arm. Bring it in nice and slow. Straighten it up. And bring the torso back up and stop. Facing the front again, still with the hip bones out towards the front of the chair, we're going to bring the weights to the shoulders. And you're going to keep the arms wide. You want them to stay shoulder distance apart. Make sure you're nice and solid on the feet. Maybe look down, raise the toes up, spread them out for your duck feet. And then bring your gaze up, bring the weights up overhead. And bring them back down. Overhead. And up. Overhead, slow again is better. And out to the shoulders. Up. Down. One more time. Exhale all the way up. Hold. 3, 2, 1, and bring them down. Good. Now we're going to bring the weights out to the front. Again, the elbows are fairly close to the ribs, and we're just going to move them together here and bring them out. This is primarily for the chest. Out, in, 3, 2, 1, out, 3, 2, 1, in, 3, 2, 1, and release. Go ahead and bring the feet out to the side of the mat again. Weights are down in between the thighs. Roll the shoulders back. We're just going to come into a forward fold, drop those weights onto the floor, and come back up so they're equal with the knees. And forward again, down to the floor, and up equal with the knees. Exhale all the way down to the floor. You tap the weights on the mat. Inhale, bring it back up. And again, forward, nice and slow. Let the weight of the barbells pull you down and come back up to center. And go ahead and put your weights to the side. And swing your arms, release everything. You brought a lot of blood to the arms and the shoulders, created some heat there. Shake it all out. While we're on the front of the chair here, we'll work into eagle. So Bring your left foot so it's right in front of your body in the center. We're going to raise that right leg over the top. If it's in your practice today, see if you can hook that right foot around the left calf so that the thigh is all the way across the front. Then bring the torso up really high. Perfect your posture here. Since the right leg is over the top, the left arm's over the top. So the right arm's going to go underneath and around. See if you can get the palms together. Inhale, bring those elbows up, bring the lower back forward, raise the chin. Inhale, bring the whole thing over to the right. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, over to the left. Exhale, back to center. And release it out very gently. Other side. So we're going to bring the right foot right in front of the torso, spread those toes out. Left leg's going to go over the top. Once again, see if it's in your practice today to hook that foot around the back of the leg for the complete twist. Bring the torso up and the heart forward. This time the right arm goes over the top and the left arm goes around. If you can't get all the way like me, go ahead and just grab a hold of the thumb. Bring that lower back forward, raise the elbows up, bring the chin high. Exhale everything to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale everything to the left. Bring back to center and very gently unhook hands and feet and release. Go ahead and bring the right arm out to the front, hook the left arm underneath and stretch it across the front of the body. This is just to stretch it, not creating any strength here. Bring it back to the center, drop that hand over the back so you're patting yourself on the back between the shoulder blades. With the left hand, we're just going to very gently guide the elbow back just a little bit. So you should feel the stretch right here in the armpit. It's very gentle stretch. You don't have to move very far. Exhale, bring it all down. Left arm comes out in front, hook the right arm underneath, bring it all the way across. Nice big shoulder stretch going clear into the back. And bring it back to the center. Go ahead and drop that hand over. So you're patting yourself on the back. Right hand goes to the left elbow and we guide it back just an inch or two farther. Notice how the chest opens up. And release. Bring the hands down. Go ahead and grasp a hold of the side of your chair. Inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to push down with your breath and push into those palms. See if you can lift the hips up just a little bit off the chair, not very much. Just create a little bit of air in there and let down. Big breath. Inhale, exhale, and push through the palms. Bring the hips up. Shoulders are going down. And release, and third time's the charm. Palms on the chair, push, raise the hips up. And release, bring the legs apart, bring the hands inside the elbows, fall forward into your forward fold. Nice resting pose here. Let the top of the head come all the way down towards the ground. Let the weight of the elbows pull you towards the ground, pulling the chest down just a little bit. Noticing if you don't even make any effort, your body automatically is increasing the stretch for you just with gravity. Just appreciate those little small movements. Go ahead and drop the hands down to the floor. Bring the chin into the chest and roll yourself up to a full seated position. And we'll move through a couple of seated sun salutations. So bringing the feet parallel, but about hip distance apart, raise those toes up, spread them out wide, create a nice space for yourself. Let's perfect this pose to start out with. So roll the shoulders back, bring the chest forward. The chin is parallel to the floor. Your gaze is forward now. Drop the hands down to the side. Inhale, bring the hands all the way up and over. Bring your gaze to the hands. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, bring the hands back into cactus arms. Exhale, forward fold between the legs. So your head falls down between the legs. The hands are falling next to the feet. Inhale up to half lift. So the hands just come to the calves and the chin and the chest points forward. Exhale back down to full forward fold. Inhale all the way up, and as you come up, bring the right leg up with you and set it down. Left leg comes up with you and set it down, and that's your full Sun Salutation A. Drop the hands down again. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, cactus arms, open heart. Exhale, forward fold all the way down so the chin goes between the knees. Inhale, half lift with the hands on the calves, spine is straight. Exhale, once again, down to your full forward fold. This time as you inhale, you hook the hands around the right leg, bring the knee up with you. Open that hip up, drop it down. Left leg, bring the knee up to the shoulder, drop it down. Beautifully done. Again, hands down to the side. Turn the palms outward. This time, give it your all. Big inhale. Sweep those hands out and up high. Exhale, wide fingers. Hands to heart center. Inhale, open that chest, bring the chin up, bring the elbows back. Exhale, all the way forward. Melt that heart towards the mat. Chin comes between the knees. Inhale to your half lift with a good straight spine. Exhale, back down to forward fold. Inhale, as you come up, bring that right knee in, bring it up really high to the shoulder if you can, without losing your balance, and drop it down. And left side, bring the knee up. I was a little overzealous there. Bring the knee up and down. Good.
You're in the chair.
Yeah, don't lose the chair. Both legs out to the side again. Glutes are out to the front, and we're just going to windshield wiper side to side, loosening up those hips. Okay, to close out, I'm going to have you substitute legs up the wall. We're going to come down to the mat and bring our back down to the mat and our hips. And we're going to bring the legs up on top of the chair, scoot the hips in. So you're forming like an L shape with your legs. So the calves are at right angles to the floor. I mean, the thighs are right angles to the floor. The calves are parallel to the floor. You want your knees and your feet about 8 to 10 inches apart. Push the balls of the feet into the back of the chair. Go ahead, grab the legs of the chair with your hands. Pull the tummy muscles in tight. Strengthen that core. All your root chakra and your solar plexus chakras, pull everything in nice and tight. Holding on to the legs of the chair, bring the hips up just a little bit. So we're not doing a full bridge, we're just raising the hips up about 2 inches. Raising the glutes off the floor. And lower back down. It's like a little isometric exercise. It's not a lot of movement, just very gently grabbing a hold of the chair, pushing with the balls of the feet, bringing the hips up just a little bit. And let them back down. One more time, inhale the hips up. And let them back down. Now go ahead and point that right foot towards the ceiling. Toes are pointed towards the ceiling. Now send the heel up, flex the foot. Point, flex, point, flex, and bring that foot back down. Left foot points up towards the ceiling. Flex, bring the heel up high. Point, flex, point, flex, and bring it down. Bring your knees in towards your chest and bring the soles of the feet together. Bring your hands to your thighs and push out and away so you're creating space in that hip joint. You're rolling the flesh of the thighs away towards the outer sides of the bodies, pushing in towards the sole of the feet. See if you can Get a good hold of that. Really push down with the base of the palm into the hip joint. It should feel like a really good release. Creating space in the hips. And go ahead and let go. Bring the knees back together. Bring the feet towards the back of the chair. Lift the hips up and drop them down so that the lower back is completely flush with the floor. So if you reach around there, you can't get a hand underneath the arch of the back. Everything is completely flush with the floor. Bring the hands out to the side, palms up. Inhale, exhale, bring the hands up to meet above the body. And again, back out to the sides very slowly. We're doing a chest exercise here again. Inhale, 3, 2, 1, and meet down, 3, 2, 1. Back of the hands hit the floor. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, and up. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, and down. Go ahead and bend the elbows so that your arms are in cactus form here. Roll the shoulders back. Roll the shoulder blades down the back side of the body. Notice the skin stretching on the front side of the body. When you bring the shoulders back against the floor, you're creating space in the rib cage. Notice the stretching sensation there. So bring your attention to the ribs and the top of the torso, all the openness that you have there. Then bring your attention down to the solar plexus and the hips. Press that area into the floor. Press the tummy muscles back towards the spine, tightening everything in the pelvic floor. Actually doing some isometric torso exercises here. So again, inhale, bring the shoulders back, push them into the ground, push the elbows into the ground. Exhale, bring the belly muscles in, tilt the hips so that the lower back is flush against the floor. Feel the sensation of space that you're creating here. Then very gently close your eyes and begin to deepen your breath once again. Notice the feeling of gravity. Notice the back of your head being pushed into your mat. Your shoulders and your elbows being pushed into the mat. Feel the back of the hands pushing in. And bring your attention back to your spine. Make sure that the entire length of the spine is pressed against the mat, pushing down against it. And once you've got full contact with the spine, release the muscles, release the effort, let gravity do the work for you. Go ahead and let the knees fall open just a little bit. Maybe the heels come together, that's fine. Feel the gravity pushing the calves against the chair. You don't have to expend any effort here. Gravity's doing it for you. And if it feels good, feel free to bring the soles of your feet together. Bringing the knees out a little farther on each side, opening up the legs. And as you exhale, imagine your body being pushed into your mat, into the ground. Big inhale. Once again, exhale, the body's being pushed into the ground. The chest is being pushed open, shoulders are going back. And slow down your breath. Have your attention so strong on the currents of your breath in and out and the sensations of your body that your mind doesn't have any room to concentrate on anything else. You're fully in the present moment. You're fully cooperating with gravity here. And you're moving into a deep relaxation. And I will read you a little bit more about positivity as you guys are resting and working with your gravity there.
We still in cactus arms?
Yes, if it feels good. If you need to move them, feel free. Yeah, go ahead and stay in cactus arms if that feels good to you. If it creates any sensation of discomfort, move your arms out straight or wherever they feel comfortable to you. Yoga teaches that we are what we think. So if we speak or act with an unclear mind, chaos will follow, just like wild horses pulling a chariot. Before making any decisions today, take a moment or two to connect with Satya, your truth, and positivity. Seek the positive within. Go to your bosom, knock there, and ask your heart what it knows. Communicate on heart work today, bringing all of your actions and your attention to working from your heart. We can all waste a great deal of energy on negativity as a result of wanting objects, lifestyles, or even states of mind that we simply do not have. The yogic way is to feel satisfied with what you do have. If you find yourself dwelling on desires, repeat the mantra, happiness is what happens. As simple as it sounds, this will soon help you to feel more accepting of and positive about the here and now. So happiness is what happens, not what we want to happen, not what our desires are, not what we're wishing for, but simply what is actually happening. The end of your next exhalation, go ahead and bring your legs off your chair and roll over onto your right side and bring your knees up into a fetal position. You might need to push the chair out away from you.